rolling slow and cold down a street of rust and gold, neon trembling overhead like the living and the dead. Every drop another sound on this empty battleground where the wind begins to play with the brave. Danger breathing through the air like a silent waiting stare, but the calm I carry deep doesn't sleep. Years of walking through the storm gave this restless heart a form that the thunder cannot bend in the end. I stand unshaken in the rain tonight, while the sky ignites with light. Let the storm call out my name, I remain. Every step beneath the clouds, every promise spoken loud, turns the pressure into dust when you trust. Once I feared the midnight sky, once I asked the reason why, but the road can teach you slow what to know. Now the thunder feels like breath, not a whisper close to death, just another test to see what I'll be. Unshaken in the rain tonight, standing in the fading light. And no storm that walks this land moves this man. Moves this man. Wind is loud night, but my mind is quiet. Danger hanging in the air like a whisper everywhere. Cold streets shining from the rain, echoes calling out my name. But a man don't always fight, sometimes strength is standing right in the center of the flame without playing fear's game. Pressure pushing at the spine, testing every fragile line. But the calm that I have grown turns the chaos into stone. Storms can rage and skies can break, but I won't step away, 'cause courage walks a slower pace, looking danger in the face. I walk through the fire quietly while the world shakes violently. graves, but the strongest souls I know walk through storms and never show how the pressure twists their chest, how the fear once made a nest, till they learn to let it go, like a drifting winter snow. Courage rarely screams out loud, sometimes it's a silent vow. I walk through the fire quietly, calm as any man can be. If the night becomes a war, I've been here before. Wind things, it can scare a man, but the wind never met me before. Black clouds crawling across the plains, streetlights shaking in the rain. Every window in this town closed tight when night comes down. Footsteps echo down the street, dust and water at my feet. Somewhere thunder draws a line between the weak and the spine. Pressure builds inside the air like a silent loaded stare, but the calm I learned to keep runs far stronger, running deep. The storm doesn't know my name tonight. Like a match without a spark, when the danger starts to breathe and the silence turns to tea. But the road has cut my skin, turned the doubt to discipline. Every mile beneath the rain, burn the weakness from my veins. Fear once knocked upon my chest, but it never stayed as guest. The storm doesn't know my name tonight. tracks across the plain, white fire in the rain. Every flash reveals the land where I choose to stand. Wind is screaming through the wire like a choir made of fire, but the calm beneath my skin doesn't let the storm win. Danger whispers through the dark like a predator in the park, but a man who knows the game never trembles at the name. Pressure builds like rising heat underneath the midnight street. Still the rhythm of my breath laughs at a rumor close to death. I'm standing where lightning falls tonight in the burning skies. While I let the storm try to test my name, I won't leave this flame. Every thunder in the sky only sharpens how I try to remain exactly still through the iron will. Years ago I feared the sound of the storm above the ground, but the road has turned the page and replaced the fear with rage. Not a loud and reckless rage, just a calm inside a cage, where the courage slowly grows every time the wind blows. Lightning only finds a tall. Standing where lightning falls tonight, eyes open in the light. If the sky decides to break, still I won't shake. Midnight breathing through the town, heavy sky pressing down. Every corner soaked in rain, like a memory of pain. You can feel the tension rise in the silence of the sky, like the dark itself decides who survives. But midnight doesn't scare me now. I walk this road somehow, through the fire and the doubt, till the fear burned out. Let the shadows stretch and grow, let the bitter cold wind blow. I've been standing far too long to be wrong. Every scar across my head came from places no one stands. Every mile beneath the storm changed my inner form. Pressure builds like rising heat underneath these restless streets, but the calm inside my chest passes every test. When the dark felt like a foe, when the storm could shake my bones like a thread unknown. But the road can teach a man more than comfort ever can. Now the thunder sounds like drums when it comes. Midnight doesn't scare me now. Storms can't take their bow, 'cause the fire inside my soul stole their control. Midnight leaning on the town, heavy sky pressing down, Every street completely bare, only tension in the air. You can feel it in your bone when the quiet overtone start to whisper something wrong, like the night won't wait too long. Some men panic in that sound, like the world is closing down. But I've learned to breathe it in, let a calm begin to win. Pressure doesn't break a man if he knows exactly when to be still and let the wave crash against a heart he gave. Feel the weight of midnight fall, still I'm standing through it all. Let the darkness test my soul, it won't take control. Every second slow and deep, every promise that I keep turns the thunder into dust when a man stands out of trust. I've seen fear take stronger men, turn them ghosts of who they've been. But the road is carved in me, something close to dignity. Now the storm can stare me down, like a king without a crown. But it knows before the fight I won't vanish in the night. Midnight weighs the human heart. Feel the weight of midnight fall, still I answer true to the call. If the storm decides to stay, it will fade away. Lightning tears the sky apart, white fire flashing through the dark. Every strike a violent sound, shaking rooftops all around. Men look up with worried eyes, watching chaos in the skies. But I've seen too much before to be frightened by the roar. Pressure builds like rising tide, pushing hard from every side. But the calm I learned to keep runs unshaken, cold and deep. Every breath becomes a storm, anchored deep inside the bone. While the storm performs its play, I just watch it fade away. might have known this fear, but the road has changed my skin, turned the doubt to discipline. Now the wind is just a song that I've been hearing all along, calling out across the land, testing every stubborn man. The storm only rules the weak, unmoved under lightning tonight, eyes reflecting silver light. If the world begins to fall, I'll be standing through it all. Wind cutting through the alleyway, dust rising where shadows lay. Every sign says turn around, leave this broken ground. Neon buzzing overhead, like a warning left unsaid. But my boots keep moving slow down the road I know. Just one man against the wind and the storm that's rolling in. Pressure hanging in the night, like a blade without the light. Every breath a silent test, every heartbeat in my chest. I've been here before tonight, where the dark begins to bite, where the weak begin to fold and the brave grow cold. Just one man against the wind, standing where the storms begin. Let the sky collapse and cry, I won't step aside. If the thunder wants my ground, it will have to drag me down, 'cause the road is walking through the rain, carved a calm inside my brain. Now the storm can shout and roar like a lion at my door, but the quiet in my veins is a fortress in the rain. And no pressure in the night can erase this fight. Just one man against the wind, still standing in the end. Wind whispering through the wires tonight, like the sky remembers every man who ever stood his ground. A crooked road beneath the dying light, dust and thunder in the night. Every house has shut its door from the coming roar. Boots echo down the empty lane, mixing gravel with the rain. Every step a quiet sign, this fight is mine. Years ago I feared the sound of the storm rolling through town, like a hammer in the dark, striking sparks. Back when doubt lived in my chest, like an unwelcome guest. Back when every lightning flash made me crash. But the road can change a man more than comfort ever can. Every mile beneath the rain burns the pain. Now the storm finally knows my name tonight, sees me standing in his light. Let the thunder shake the sky, I won't hide. Every wind that tries to break my soul only fuels the fire I hold. And the dark that once was fear brought me here. Some men hide from storms like these, praying quietly on their knees, waiting for the sky to clear out of fear. But the truth I came to learn from the miles in every burn is a storm reveals the man who will stand. Every scar upon my skin is a war I didn't win, but the strength inside those scars built these bars. Thunder rolls across the plains like an old familiar pain. But the silence in my chest knows this test. Midnight breathing through the land, Cold rain dripping from my hands, lightning drawing silver lines through the pines. I can feel the storm stare back, like it's studying my track, like it's wandering somehow. Why not now? Now the storm finally knows my name tonight. I'm still standing in the fight. Let the whole sky fall apart, not this hard. Every wind across the plains only hardens in my veins, and the storm that once brought fear now stands here. One man under a violent sky, still walking, still breathing, still unbroken up. Midnight wind cutting through the empty road, street lights shaking like they barely hold, thunder talking in a restless sky. But I keep walking, never asking why. Cold rain falling on this leather coat, every step another silent oath. World keeps shouting that a man should run, but fear ain't something I've become. I've seen panic living in men's eyes, watch their courage fade like cheap disguise. Pressure builds like steel about to break, but iron hearts don't ever shake. Storms don't care about your plans or pride, they just testify you keep inside. And tonight the wind is screaming loud, but I won't bow to thundercloud. How's I walk calm inside the storm tonight? Lightning flashing in my sight, let the world tremble and fall apart. The quiet lives inside my heart. Oh, I don't run when shadows grow, I step forward, slow and low. Every mile the thunder roars, but it can't shake these bones of yours. There's a silence only fighters know, when every exit says to go. But something deeper holds your ground, a stubborn soul that won't back down. I hear the storm call out my name, like it's daring me to change. But the road and I have made our peace, standing still while chaos speaks. Pressure bends the weaker steel, but the hardest hearts don't kneel. Let the darkness test my will. I'll be standing calm and still. I walk calm inside the storm tonight. No panic burning in my eyes. If the sky decides to fall, I'll be standing through it all. The wind may tear the world apart, but it won't shake this stubborn heart. Yeah. Yeah. Lightning crawls across the sky like a warning passing by. Heavy wind begins to rise, dust dancing in my eyes. Every shadow stretches long, like the night is humming song of the battles yet to come. Underneath the thunder drum, but I've learned a simple rule from the road and from the dew. Storms respect the ones who stay when the others run away. You can feel it in the air when the dark begins to stare, like the storm itself can see what you're made of secretly. The storm is watching me tonight, measuring the fight, looking deep into my soul, trying hard to take control, but I stand without a sound, this flame. Fear once tried to rule my mind, but I left that ghost behind. Now the wind just feels like breath, not a whisper close to death. Years of walking through the rain turn the panic into grain, grinding slowly into steel, in the way a man can feel. Storms reveal what silence hides. Take me down. Wind crawling through a silent street, dust rolling slow beneath my feet. Neon lights hum soft and low, like they're watching where I go. Midnight breathing down my neck, every shadow hides a threat, but the calm I carry in my chest turns the danger into rest. Years ago I might have run from the barrel of a loaded gun, from the pressure in the air, from the weight of someone's stare. But the road has taught me well how to read the sin of hell, how to stand without a sound when the tension gathers round. I'm a man who doesn't flinch tonight, standing in the fading light, let the world push hard and fast. I was built to outlast. Thunder screaming overhead, but the fear inside is dead, and the night can take its aim. Still I stand the same. Every mile I walked alone turned the doubt to tempered stone. Every storm I've lived before closed another shaking door. Now the quiet in my veins runs much stronger than the rain, and the pressure in the air finds no weakness waiting there. shadows fall, but the calm survives it all. I'm a man who doesn't flinch tonight. Eyes steady in the light. If the storm decides to stay, I'll outlast the crawling through the valley, dust rising slow and gray. Every sign says turn around, leave this road today. Lightning flashing far away, like a warning in the sky. But I walked too many miles just to pass it by. There's a silence in a man when he's faced his darkest fear, when the noise of all the doubt disappears. Every scar across my skin tells a story of a fight. Every night I stood alone in the night. There's one last fire in my chest tonight, burning steady in the fight. Let the storm tear through the land. I will stand. Every thunder in the sky only sharpens how I try to keep walking through the flame just the same. Years ago I feared the dark like a shadow in my head, but the road has changed the man that I've been. Now the wind just feels like breath on the surface of my skin, and the storm can shout my name but won't win. Fear once lived inside my bones, now it walks these roads alone. is falling through the pine, like a whisper through the mind. Every drop another sign of the time. Somewhere thunder shakes the hill, and the night goes deadly still, like the forest wants to see what I'll be. Men were never meant to hide from the storms they feel inside. Every fear you run from grows like a ghost. But a wolf that walks alone finds a strength inside the bones that the crowd will never know or show. I'm a wolf in the rain tonight. I was burning alive. Let the storm circle around. I hold ground. Every shadow in the trees, every whisper in the breeze only proves the road I roam is my home. Years ago I feared the sound of the darkness coming down. Now the thunder feels like drums when it comes. Every battle in my past forged a soul that's built to last. And the storm can take its aim all the same. Lonely hearts survive the cold. I'm a wolf in the rain tonight, standing tall within the fire. Let the sky collapse in flame, still the same.
Rain falling hard on a midnight town. Neon flickers going down. Every door is locked up tight from the coming fight. Men inside their quiet homes, listening to the thunder roll. But the road outside is where I belong. pressure heavy in the air, like a hunter's silent stare, waiting for a man to break or escape. But I've never known retreat when the danger's on the street and the storm is calling out my name. There's no shelter for the brave tonight, only thunder, only fire. Let the wind push hard and long, I stay strong. Every lightning in the sky only proves the reason why a man learns to stand alone like stone. Some men live their lives in fear, guarding what they hold too dear. But the road has taught my soul, let it go. When you lost enough before, you stop fearing any war, and the storm becomes a song you know. Courage never asks for cover. There's no shelter for the brave tonight, still I walk beneath the light. Let the whole world fall apart, not this hard. I don't return to it, not in thought, not in memory, not even in anger. What ended did so quietly, without asking to be revised. I don't adjust the story to make it easier to carry. I let it stay heavy because that's how it arrived. I let it be what it was, and I let myself be what remains afterward. No relief, just the weight of standing still, breathing slow, feeling time pass without needing to follow. The room doesn't demand movement, the night doesn't suggest recovery. There is no lesson forming, no strength being claimed. Only present
It's only composure, only the discipline of not collapsing. I stay here, not because I'm lost, but because I'm finished. And for now, that is enough. Everything else packed up and left, didn't say goodbye. Dreams folded like worn out shirts, reason learned to die. The floor was cold, the room was bare, but something stayed with me. Where you're standing through the ruin, like it wasn't the end of me. I didn't chase or walk away, didn't kneel or curse the loss. When you're given all you had, you don't argue with the cost. They can keep the noise and echoes, keep the stories they tell. All I kept was how I stood when everything fell. Went out on me, no applause, no sympathy, just a man and what he chose to be. Dignity was the only thing left, and I held it quietly. There's a peace that comes from knowing you didn't sell your name, that you didn't trade your spine away just to escape the pain. I don't call it winning, I don't call it pride. It's just the way I survive. No crown, no throne, just flesh and bone. Dignity was the only thing left, and it was enough. I'm still breathing. Space, the room didn't change after everything left. Same wall, same floor, just less reason to notice them. I didn't move, there was nowhere to go. That would mean more than staying exactly where it ended. Breath, barren, barren. Thoughts worth keeping, no memories asking to be touched. Just time learning how to pass without direction. I stay. Space. After everything was gone, there was nothing left to do except exist correctly. Nothing is asking anything of me now. Not the past, not the future, not even regret. Everything that needed my effort, I already took it and left. I don't feel empty, I feel finished with that version of myself. This quietly, no judgment, no comfort. I sit here because sitting is enough when there's nothing left to perform. Slowly, letting silence do the talking.
It happened already. Whatever needed to leave left. The noise didn't follow, the damage didn't echo. It simply stopped. I'm sitting where it ended, not because I'm stuck, but because this is the only place that still feels accurate. There's nothing to say about it, words would only arrive late and pretend they help. I breathe slowly to remind my body that it's still required. The moment after doesn't ask for strength, only honesty. And this is what honest feels like. From across the room, I look untouched. Silk pressed expression neutral. A man you'd never suspect of anything unfinished or brutal. I mastered the art of appearing intact long before this night. Inside things ended properly. No chaos, no dramatic flame, just meanings quietly resigning from the roles they used to claim. Love didn't shatter, purpose didn't scream. They simply stopped reporting for duty. Inside me, I believe in private damage, in wounds that don't announce their death. There's a discipline in silence when you're negotiating with yourself. Some men need witnesses to suffer. I prefer discretion. Nothing broken on the outside. That was never an accident. It was a choice to let loss happen internally.
where dignity could still manage it. Over somewhere in the dark, probably waiting for a cue. But it felt too early, and a little untrue. Some nights hope sounds like pressure, like a promise you can't keep. I chose honesty instead, and stayed where I was seated. Despair tried harder than hope, wanted noise, wanted proof. I ignored it the same way I ignored a bad truth. I didn't lean toward either side, didn't choose despair or lie. It stayed exactly in the middle and survived the night. I didn't reach for hope, I reached for control. There's dignity in neutrality when everything is gone, and not pretending tomorrow will fix what's wrong. I trust in my ability to last without disguise, to keep my head level and my eyes dry. Oh, then come back later when it's done. Tonight I stayed honest and gave left me refined and ruined. Not angry, not unkind, just suddenly standing alone in a tear suit with too much time. The room felt larger without its purpose, like a stage after the curtain falls. Echoes followed love out the door, as if they had always coordinated. I didn't stop them, I acknowledged them for the meaning they once generated. There's politeness even in defeat, when you understand the arrangement. Oh, move me free. There is a way to be defeated without becoming small. To lose what gave you direction still means something at all. I did not collapse into bitterness, I refined myself into absence. There's a love after ambition, after reason. I remain still standing, still measured, still my own conclusion. Still my own conclusion. Nothing that happened requires a response from me now. Not an answer, not a reaction, not even a quiet defense. The moment already passed without asking if I was ready. All the questions lost their shape before they reached my mouth. There's no one waiting on the other side of this silence. No expectation left to me. I sit with what remains, not to examine it, but to acknowledge that it's here. Breathing slowly so my body understands there is no emergency anymore. Some losses don't ask for understanding, they only ask to be left alone. And I do that without ceremony, without resistance. Nothing that happened needs me to explain it to myself or to anyone. The night accepts this, and so do I. Where's Camel without a song? Didn't wait. Sat down like it belonged there, like it knew it was late. I love Daddy the way you do. When the verdict's read, no questions left worth asking, nothing left to be said. Then now you the dead didn't treat my case. Some things don't need defending, some tales don't leave a trace. I accepted what it took from me, the way men do. When fighting back rendezvous, there's nothing left to lose. I didn't argue with law. with a calm that comes from somewhere. Not the weak kind, not the loud. The kind where you stand alone and still feel proud. I check my pulse, my posture, everything's still aligned. They can take what I built, now I hold my spine. Lost left when it was finished, didn't even say goodbye. I stayed sitting where it found me, and liquor more than died. Then it argue with Lord. I'm nested. Breathing slow. That's the home. Cigarette smoke curls around my face. A gentleman in the shadows, moving with grace. Neon reflections on wet pavement gleam. Life is never simple, nothing's as it seems. I've learned to trust silence, let action speak. Power lives in subtlety, only for the meek. Make you feel like a gangster, strong and discreet. Every move is quiet, every heart beats a beat. Whiskey warms my hands, ambition warms my soul. Through the smoke-filled night, I quietly patrol. The alleyways low, stories untold, loyalty tested, friendships bought and sold. Yet in the quiet moments, the truth is mine. A gentleman's shadow, perfectly aligned. Piano hums low, saxophone cries. I move like a phantom unseen by pride. Every glance a decision, every plan. Through the darkness of the night, I am the man. Make you feel like a gangster, strong and discreet. Every move is quiet, every heart beats a beat. Whiskey warms my hands, ambition warms my soul. Through the smoke-filled night, I quietly patrol. Fades away, the night takes its toll. But in my silence I've captured every goal. A gentleman in darkness, power in my veins. Through smoke and shadow, I forever reign.
I hear the whispers float around me, stories built from empty chairs. Hands gesture, mouths move fast, but my mouth stays still, unaware. I've learned that clarifying is futile. It bends truth into shapes I don't know. Better to sit, keep the stillness, let the rumor breathe alone. Words left unsaid carry weight they'll never know. I let them speak. I don't move, I don't show. Words left unsaid tell more than I could say. Silence answers in its own way. Commotion like a flame. I keep mine cold, reserved. They can guess but never claim. I don't correct, I don't defend. The judgment lands, I let it be. Misunderstood is safer than losing peace for clarity. Words left unsaid hold a power words betray. I sit on moving while their voices fray. Words left unsaid quiet tells my story without applause, without glory. I've been explained to death. I've survived unbroken. No need to justify what is mine unspoken. Is close, but I am calm, a steady stone. No reaction, no admission. My silence stands alone, words left unsaid. And I remain. I move with careful steps, every gesture measured calm. No need for applause, no need for explanation. The room may whisper, but my posture is straight. Every word I don't speak carries weight, carries fate. Silent cold, I never justify, I never sway. My dignity speaks without a single say. Silent cold, I steady hands compose. The gentle no remains, even when the world imposes. They ask questions I will not answer. They prod, they insist, but discretion is my shield. Silence is my fist. No rumor can unsettle, no opinion can bend. I hold my calm until the very end. Silent cold, no defense, no claim. I let the quiet reign and remain untamed. Silent cold, every glance, every breath is a measure of restraint, a life lived in depth. To explain is to dilute, to justify is to bow. I choose to remain composed and show the world how. The music hums softly, the bass caresses the floor. I need no validation, no eyes to implore. Silent cold, the world can speak. I hold my silence, and it is enough.
hands, then let them fall. No more answers, no more calls. The air hangs heavy with questions I won't meet. They try to pull me out, force conversation like chains, but I step back and let the stillness reign. Final pause, the silence owns me now. No words will cross these lips, I don't explain how. Final pause, respect is measured here in the distance I keep, in the calm I steer. Every sentence is a trap, every reasoning a loss. I learned early to guard what I cannot toss. No justification passes these doors, no pleading echoes through. I choose detachment and the strength it imbues. Final pause as I fold into myself. No story, no confession, no one else. Final pause, the air is mine to keep. I let the world speak while I sleep. The silence is a boundary, silence is a claim. I don't explain, I protect my name. The room moves on, voices fade and bend. I sit contained until the end. Final pause and I remain. Final pause and I remain.
How to clear this up with half a sentence, but I won't. I've seen how truth gets twisted when it leaves the mouth. They want clean motives, easy lines, something to forgive or blame. But my reasons don't fit inside their frame. Let it look wrong, if that keeps it mine. I let it look wrong and sleep just fine. You think silence means guilt? That's your education. I think silence means control over my own narration. I don't argue with opinions, I don't beg for a lie. If you don't like the dark, that's not mine. met. Explaining is a habit of people afraid to lose. I already lost enough. I've got nothing left to prove. So draw your conclusion, make them sharp and fast. I'll be over here, outlasting the past. I let it look wrong and walk away. I let it look wrong. I let it look.
Neon signs flicker, reflecting off wet streets. I walk alone, listening to the city's beats. A gentleman in silence, loyalty in my veins. Every step, every choice, nothing remains. Whiskey in hand, memories swirling smoke. Every word unspoken, every glance evokes. The streets remember deeds of the brave. Every silent move, a path I pave. Playlists make you feel like a gangster, confident and true. Silence, strength, elegance, ambition in view. Through neon loyalty, shadows sing my name. A gentleman in quiet, mastering the game. Piano whispers, saxophone hums low. Every alley, every street helps my power grow. I've seen friendships crumble, I felt deceit. Yet a gentleman of night never admits defeat. The city bends softly to the rhythm of my walk. Every silent gesture echoes like talk. Whiskey warms my hands, shadows guard my path. Through neon loyalty, I escape the wrath. Playlists make you feel like a gangster, confident and true. Silence, strength, elegance, ambition in view. Through neon loyalty, shadows sing my name. A gentleman in quiet, mastering the game.
begins to fall, yet the gangster's silence conquers all. Every street, every shadow acknowledges the rain through neon loyalty. The gentleman remains. I've been judging softer rooms by louder men with clean hands. They mistake my calm for weakness. I let them misunderstand. I don't rehearse my past. I don't polish my pain. What I survived doesn't need a headline or a name. I got no defense left, and I don't need one. You're counting my scars, you're already lost. I got no defense left. That's a silence, it knows the cost. There was a time I tried to speak, try to line it all up straight, but every word been the truth and arrived too late. So I learned to let the room decide what it thinks of me. I don't correct assumptions, I let them be. No defense left, final plea. I sleep better letting things be. No defense left, if I don't bleed. I sleep better letting things be. Stay intact, explain, embrace the spine of everything I am. If you're waiting for regret, you'll be waiting a while. I've made peace with my choices before I learned how to smile. No defense, no despair. I walk out quiet, that's all I'll say. No defense, no despair. I walk out quiet, that's all I'll say. softly, secrets floating in the mist. Every whisper tells a story I can't resist. The gentleman walks lightly, steps hidden from sight. Every shadow bends to my power tonight. Cigarette smoke curls, piano drifts low. Every glance I give reveals the city I know. Silent moves calculated with care. Every decision is a victory I wear. Playlists make you feel like a gangster, elegant and sly. Silent dominance, ambition in my eye. Through whispers in the alley, shadows obey. A gentleman of night rules the quiet way. Saxophone softly, drums keep the beat. Every alley, every corner yields to my feet. I've seen loyalty crumble, betrayal in the air. Yet through silent strategy I always fare. Rain glistens on bricks, reflections in the glow. I move like a shadow, power hidden below. A gentleman in darkness, strength, quiet and refined. Every whispered secret shapes the path I find. Playlists make you feel like a gangster, elegant and sly. Silent dominance, ambition in my eye. Through whispers in the alley, shadows obey. The gentleman of night rules the quiet way. The night fades slowly, neon dims in the rain. Yet the gangster in silence continues to reign. Every street, every shadow honors his name. Through whispers in the alley, the gentleman claims.
I didn't come dressed as a master. Didn't rehearse a version you could keep. I walked in carrying my knives, still unfinished, still asleep. You stare like I owe you something. The stigma, a sign of man. But I learned early, exclamation struck a spine. The room feels smaller when you talk, like truth trying to escape. So I lean back into the shadow and I fuse the shade. I've been reduced before into words that weren't mine. Never again, I owe you no shade, no clean outline, no story that fits your time. I owe you no shade, I remain untranslated, undefined. I see men sand themselves down just to be held for a night. They call it compromise, I call it quiet suicide. I'd rather be sharp and low than smooth enough to pass. I don't adjust my silence to make others relax. You ask why I don't explain, like it's a missing part. But science is how I keep my heart intact. No more display, no reason you can replay. I owe you no shame, I stay exactly this way. Everything unspoken is confused or afraid. Some things are protected by never being named. I don't fear misunderstanding, I fear delusion. I don't want your mercy, I want my resolution.
never asks for proof. It lets me exist without carving me into truth. Oh, you have no shame. I stand in the silence, understand.
The city breathes quietly beneath my feet. Neon spills across wet streets like liquid heat. I move like a shadow, deliberate and precise, a gentleman of the night, silent as ice. Whiskey warms my hands, smoke curls and twirls. Every glance I give could change 1,000 worlds. The alleys whisper my name, yet no one sees. Power lives in silence, elegance in degrees. Every move is calculated, every word restrained. I've danced with danger, yet never been chained. The night hums my secrets, the moon watches close. Through the whispers of power, I silently impose. Playlists make you feel like a gangster, and refined. Silent authority, elegance intertwined. Through kingpin nights, the shadows know my reign. A gentleman in darkness, pleasure mixed with pain. Cigarette smoke drifts as footsteps fade behind. Every street remembers the deals I've designed. Loyalty tested, betrayal is learned. Yet in the quiet of night, respect is earned. Piano hums low, saxophone cries deep. The rhythm of the city is mine to keep. I've walked through fire, I've ruled unseen. A gangster in silence, calm yet keen. Playlists make you feel like a gangster, fierce and refined. Silent authority, elegance intertwined. Through kingpin nights, the shadows know my reign. A gentleman in darkness, pleasure mixed with pain. The neon fades slowly, fog creeps in tide. Yet the kingpin of night steps lightly into the light. Every street, every shadow bends to my way. Through kingpin nights, the gentleman will stay.
This isn't hesitation, this isn't fear. Every second I stay quiet is engineered. I weigh the cost of speaking, measured every word. Silence one without being heard. You lean in, waiting for me to crack, but I don't break like that. The silence is intentional. Every breath, every pause. I don't speak by accident. I don't need applause. The silence is intentional. It's how I stay in control. I don't confuse honesty with full disclosure. Some truths survive better under closure. I don't owe access to my inner rooms. What lives there refills in interviews. So I sit in the dark, let the moment stretch. If you need more than this, you'll never get it. The silence is intentional, not empty, not weak. It's a language I don't teach. Explaining is exposure. Exposure is risk. I choose precision. I choose this. When I finally leave, no one stops me. They're still waiting for something I won't be. The silence is intentional and final. Velvet night drapes the city in black. I walk without hurry, no one watching my track. A gentleman's stride, confident and slow. Every glance calculated, every move a show. Cigarette smoke dances, piano hums low. Every silent decision lets my power grow. Make you feel like a gangster, refine and slide, silent strength and ambition reflected in my whiskey in my hand, shadows by my side, through the velvet night. The city is my guide. I've seen fleeting friendships, betrayals untold, but silence is my weapon, elegance my goal. Every street corner whispers lessons I've learned. Every shadow reminds me of the trust I've earned. Ces chiffons cries softly, but tower hums deep. The rhythm of the night carry secrets I keep. A gentleman in darkness, quiet yet bold, through the velvet night. My story unfolds, make you feel like a gangster, refined and slide, silent strength and ambition reflected in my whiskey in my hand, shadows by my side, through the velvet night. The city is my guide. Dawn rises slowly, but my shadow remains. The gentleman of the night, untouched by change, elegance in silence, power in disguise. Through the velvet night, the gangster sovereign.
The city whispers softly, echoes through the night. Every corner holds a secret, every shadow tied. The Gentleman in darkness, elegance in command. Every silent victory, power in my hand. Whiskey in my grasp, smoke dances in the glow. Every step deliberate, the city moves slow. Loyalty is earned, betrayal is tested. Through quiet calculation, my power is vested. Playlists make you feel like a gangster, poised and supreme. Silent authority, elegance as a dream. Through echoes of power, the shadows bend and sway. A gentleman of night shakes the city's way. Piano hums gently, saxophone cries low. Every alley remembers, every street will know. I've walked through fire, I've conquered the pain, yet in the quiet night my dominance remains. Neon reflections shimmer off wet cobblestones. Every glance I give, every word intones. A gangster of night, hidden but clear. Through echoes of power, the city knows I'm near. Playlists make you feel like a gangster, poised and supreme. Silent authority, elegance as a dream. Through echoes of power, the shadows bend and sway. A gentleman of night shapes the city's way. The dawn slowly rises, but my shadow stays. A gangster in silence, moving through the haze. Every street, every corner obeys my command. Through echoes of power, the gentleman stands.
Street lights flicker, casting shadows long. I walk the silent avenues, humming my own song. A gentleman of night, power in every glance, every step deliberate, life a quiet dance. Whiskey warms my hands, ambition warms my mind. Every whispered secret, every move defined. Cigarette smoke curls, piano drifts in tune. The night stretches endless beneath a silver moon. Playlists make you feel like a gangster poised and sly. Silent strength, quiet dominance, ambition in my eye. Through streetlight reverie, shadows bend to me. A gentleman in darkness, ruling silently. Saxophone whispers, drums mark each step. Every alleyway remembers, every street adept. I've walked through fire, I've faced betrayal's sting. Yet in the quiet night, I wear the gangster king's ring. Memories linger in reflections on wet streets. Every choice, every glance, every heartbeat repeats. A gentleman in silence, elegance in his sway. Through streetlight reverie, I claim the night's way. Playlists make you feel like a gangster, poised and sly. Silent strength, quiet dominance, ambition in my eye. Through streetlight reverie, shadows bend to me. A gentleman in darkness, ruling silently. Dawn creeps slowly, the city starts to stir. Yet the gangster in silence remains secure. Every street, every corner honors my stride. Through streetlight reverie, the gentleman glides. I walk alone through streets the city forgot. Every shadow bends to my command, every alley a plot. A gentleman gangster, my hands never shake. Every silent choice ripples through what I make. Whiskey warms my soul, smoke drifts like a veil. Every whispered secret, every silent tale. The jazz bar empty, but echoes remain. Every note reminds me of power and pain. Trust is currency, loyalty is tested. Every silent move leaves rivals arrested. The city is my chessboard, I play every piece. Through calculated silence, my influence will increase. Playlists make you feel like a gangster, quiet but supreme. Elegance in the shadows, ambition in every dream. Through the silent syndicate, every street obeys. A gentleman of darkness, moving through the haze. Cigarette glows softly, reflecting on wet stones. Every move I make, every plan I condone. I've seen men rise and fall, yet my path is clear. In the night's quiet kingdom, nothing I fear. Trusses call whispers, piano hums low. Every alley remembers the power I show. I move like a phantom, unseen and complete. Every heartbeat measured, every victory sweet. Playlists make you feel like a gangster, quiet but supreme. Elegance in the shadows, ambition in every dream. Through the silent syndicate, every street obeys. A gentleman of darkness, moving through the haze. The night stretches endlessly, neon dim and cold, yet the gangster in silence remains bold. Every corner, every shadow feels my reign. Through the silent syndicate, the gentleman sustains.
Walls leaning, lights don't care. This place knows how to keep a secret. I sit with my hands in my pockets,
I got nothing to prove. They say silence is suspicious, but noise is worse. Noise sells you a version that never survives the verse. Silence doesn't lie, it just waits while you talk yourself into shapes. Silence doesn't lie, it stays when words run away. I've seen men drown in explanation, choking on what they try to mean. I'd rather be unread than badly seen. No press release for my soul, no caption under my breath. If you don't get it now, you won't get it next. Silence doesn't lie, it endures long after promises break. Silence doesn't lie, it's pure. In a world that fades, I don't sharpen my past for someone else's eyes. What I am doesn't need your side. Stay if you want, or leave me here. The dark and I are already clear. Silence doesn't lie, that's why I keep it close.
Walk alone through empty halls, shadows stretch along the walls. The voices linger faint and thin, but I have no room for them within. Each step deliberate, slow, every breath measured low. The world expects a reason, I offer none, season to season. The last door, I close it quietly. No word, no gesture, no need for them to see. The last door, every echo dies. I keep my own counsel, I hold my own skies. They try to pull me into the light, expect me to explain the fight, but I turn inward, fold my hands, let the silence take its stand. Every question, every plea falls softly, harmlessly. I've learned that some truths are safer kept aloof from use. The last door, I do not respond. The room spins unrelenting, but I am beyond. The last door, no answer required. Every motion, every pause, by my own law inspired. I do not bend, I do not sway. I carry the night within my sway. No justification, no trace, only quiet, my final grace. Guitar hums low and sparse, bass lingers like a ghostly heart. I watch the world in muted frames while I protect my unspoken claims. Every shadow knows my name, every flicker respects the game. I need no audience, no proof, just my own eternal roof. The last door, every key thrown away. The silence is mine, the night obeys my sway. The last door, no voice can reach. Every heartbeat, every step speaks only to me. The last door clicks softly closed. I carry my own shadow and nothing intrudes. The last door, I am both quiet and full, a man unbent, unbroken, and entirely entirely whole. I stand where shadows linger, shoulders back, calm in hand. No words escape, no explanations planned. The crowd may stir, their questions fill the air. But my gaze is steady, unshaken, aware. straight ahead, no need to reply. I hold my dignity and let the world pass by. I'm straight ahead, no justification given. I am whole, unmoved, driven. Every whisper I hear, every insinuation made, doesn't touch the calm I carefully parade. The gentleman knows some things need no proof. Silence carries authority. In every subtle move I straight ahead, no word, no plea. Every thought contained and the quiet is free. I straight ahead, composed, restrained. No explanation needed, no honor stain. Discretion is power, restraint is art. I keep my distance and my heart. Bends softly, guitar hums low and smooth. I need no ally, I need no groove. I straight ahead, the silence speaks louder, and the gentleman stands steady, prouder.
A question hangs in the air, like smoke that won't decide. But I don't reach for it, I let it slide. I've lived long enough to know one thing: clarity's expensive and silence is king. There's nothing to clarify, nothing to defend. That shows my way as their minds, a reason they can't repeat. My life isn't a lesson, and I'm not here to teach. What I did awake, not confused, not by mistake, nothing to clarify, no closing line. If you need more than this, it's not mine. Some men explain so they can belong. I stay quiet, so I stay strong. The room goes still when I don't reply. That's the moment I know I survived. Nothing to clarify, I remain. They draw conclusions in my absence. I feel their hands, their eyes, but I don't respond. I keep my own disguise. They call me cold, distant, strange. I accept the labels thrown. Some battles are not worth fighting. Some seeds are best left sown. Judgment without reply is a shield and a choice. I sit quiet, let them project their voice. Judgment without reply, I remain inside, unshaken, intact, with nothing to hide. The more they talk, the less it touches. I build walls around my chest, not out of fear, but certainty that silence serves me best. No clarification comes, no pleading for grace. What they want is access. I give them empty space. Judgment without reply keeps the mind serene. I am here and nowhere to be seen. Judgment without
my only art. I survive intact, keeping every part. People confuse silence with weakness, but it is my armor, my law. I don't know an explanation to any gaze, to any flaw. The verdicts float harmless while I remain unchanged. The room may feel tense, but my calm is a rain. Judgment without